Someone said to me in the comments, wow, that is expensive to live in Cambodia. And some things are, granted, and some things aren't. One of the biggest expenses, or one of the highest, is the electricity, which goes at, if you have an apartment, 25 cents per kilowatt. And so you'll be paying an average of, let's say, $100 per month, which is 1,200. You can cut that down if you don't use air conditioning and you use a electric fan, but it's going to be, especially in the summer months, rather uncomfortable, and you would be begging yourself to press that air conditioning button and turn it on. So this is one of the expenses that you have to incorporate. Another thing which is expensive is buying a motor vehicle. There is a heavy duty on tax. Now, I have a motorbike here. It's an ADV 160 Honda. It is sort of top range, and I did pay $4,900. I managed to get a $50 discount on it. Woohoo! But in the Philippines and in Thailand, this is considerably cheaper by close to 1,500, even more closer to 2,000 American dollars. Cars are ridiculously expensive here. The latest the latest Yaris Cross from Toyota is 38,000, close to 39,000. The cheapest brand new car I think you can get here from Toyota is what's it called? I've forgotten the name. A Toyota Raze. It's a 1 litre engine. It's a crossover, and it costs 26,500. But in other countries, let's say in the Philippines, I know that is considerably cheaper. So yeah, some things are more expensive. What I did find is this worksheet, and this is based in the capital of Cambodia, Phnom Penh. Now, I will agree with some prices and disagree with some others. Rent, for example, a furnished 2-bedroom apartment, $381. Yep, I can agree with that. High-speed internet, $19 per month. Now, this is going to be on a private IP, so you're going to share your internet with other people. And high-speed, well, put it like this. I pay $60 per month for my internet, but it's on a public IP, so it has the security, and it goes at 100 Mbps, which is fine for me, so I can watch Netflix, Amazon, Apple TV, etc. A standard TV package, cable TV, $5 a month. I don't have that personally. I actually pay for Amazon, which is $7, Apple I pay $11, and Netflix for 4K I paid $9.99. So the pay TV that usually comes with your apartment and free of charge is $5. If it's not, and you have to install it yourself. Electricity, I agree with. Your mobile phone says $10. I get it for $6 with 60 gigabytes of data and 150 minutes calls and 150 texts on that one network. Water, here I don't have to pay. It's included in you could say the community fee, which is $72 per 6 months. Groceries, wine and beer, $229. I would say it's more than that. It depends what you actually buy yourself. Entertainment, $191. That seems to be going out quite a lot. I go out once in a blue moon, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, and we would have dinner. Sometimes the dinner is $10, sometimes the dinner is $30. House cleaning, you can do it yourself. $31 seems to be far too much. Healthcare, 4 visits to the doctor, they say $9 each. Usually when you go to visit a doctor here, I have been a couple of times, the consultancy fee is $10 and then the medicine on top. So I would say maybe 4 times a year, so that would be about 40. Emergency insurance, $65. Yeah, possibly with that per month. Visa maintenance, $24. Well, the visa costs $290 to retire in Siam Reap. If you go to immigration yourself in Phnom Penh, I think it's $190. So that is, you could say, like $1 a day. With that one, Transportation, now I have my own motorbike, so I don't really have to worry about tuk-tuk. So yeah, $38, $40, fine. And he's saying incidentals, things that you, some kind of emergency is 50, giving it 1,150. That's living in Phnom Penh. And that's quite a nice lifestyle. Please note, this is for one person. So if you do have a partner, you would not need to necessarily double it, but maybe you need to add on an extra 70%, because the rent you're going to share, the internet you're going to share, the TV you're going to share, the electric, well, that would be higher because there's two people, etc., etc. Dining out is going to be, this is just based on one person. Another big expense compared to Europe is actually flying. If I want to fly to Thailand, a return, if I really book in advance and go with the cheapest dates, you can get it returned for about $150. Next month in June, I am going to Thailand, and I'm getting the flight. It is rather expensive. It's $271. It was the cheapest I could get at the time. But again, my budget allows me to do that, and these are the incidentals. So going on holiday, I'm staying in a 4-star hotel, and it's for 4 nights, and it's costing me $280. These are, again, incidentals. And the flight compared to Europe, yeah, is ridiculously expensive. Now, before, I've been in Asia for 30 years. I have lived in Thailand, I have lived in the Philippines, I've lived in South Korea and Japan and China, for example. I would say the only, you can compare a lot of this to the Philippines, where let's say when you went shopping, it would cost you maybe $80 for 2 people, for example. The transport, the motorbikes are a lot cheaper. The gasoline is the same, hasn't really changed much, about $1.50 per litre. So the simple thing is, if you're thinking about retiring in Asia, before you sell anything or do anything, come over here if it's possible and go to the Philippines, spend 1 month there. If you've got an American or European passport, it's a visa on entry kind of thing. You just get the visa when you arrive. Make sure you have the return ticket there, and check into an apartment, maybe using Airbnb, and actually find out the costs while you're there, speaking to locals, because these lists and people like me waffling on, these are individual cases. So go to the Philippines, go to the city. If I was in the Philippines, I would stay in Cebu, for example. If I was in Thailand, I think it would be a beach resort like Jomtien, or even a city like Chiang Mai, away from the hustle and the bustle. But Chiang Mai is quite expensive as well. Or somewhere which is convenient for you, which have your everyday needs, and you don't need to go out of your way just for the luxury of a beach villa, for example. So, and here definitely it would be this city. I may be interested in moving to the coast here, but I don't want to move anymore. It's too much. It's always a big headache to move. We all know that one. And if it was Vietnam, possibly. I have lived and worked in Hanoi before. That was fun, but it had really cold winters. I wouldn't do Ho Chi Minh City. I wouldn't do any big super city. I would tend to be in you could say, a second tier kind of place where everything is there, and you have the excitement of going to the big cities for a long weekend, etc., etc. So, finding out yourself, what is your cup of tea? Everyone is an individual, so what I like, I'm quite a homely person, I do stay home quite a lot, or you do like to go out and have a drink with your friends 4 or 5 times a week. That's not really my cup of tea. Waking up in the morning with a headache, It's so hot here today. Waking up in the morning with a headache is not my real idea of retirement, but once in a blue moon, yeah, I do like a glass of champagne or whiskey and Coke, or Jack Daniels and Coke, to be honest with you. There, so you can find out, then think about it. And of course, your budget. What is your retirement pension? What is your money? What is your allowance that you can spend comfortably every month? You don't have to spend all of the $2,000. You can put the other into a small saving account with your bank. Because once you get your visa here in Cambodia, you just go to ABA Bank, done. There was another person who said the cash that you use. This is the cash. This is 100 real, which is worth absolutely nothing. But if you look in my wallet, which is here, let me just cover up things like that, it's completely empty. Why? Because the great thing about Cambodia is it has electronic banking with a really great bank here called ABA. So everything is signed on with a QR code. So you just don't need cash. You bring your wallet basically for your cards, like your driving license, your registration for your car, maybe some other medical cards, etc., etc. And that's basically what you use your card for. You would only use cash when you go to a market and they don't have that, for example, and you would have the choice of taking it out in US dollars. But now the bad thing is, here in this country, when you go to an ATM, the US dollars only will give you $100 bills, nothing less. But you can take it out in local currency, which is the reals, and it's 4,000 reals equals about $1. That's the average, okay? So 4,000 reals is $1. So you could have 1 million reals. Woo! It sounds so nice, which would be actually quite a little amount of money. And that's what I would suggest if you're tired of living where you are. You don't have any things holding you back, like you say family, for example. You're on your own, you want a different style of living. Maybe you've been to Southeast Asia before and you said you loved it, but go for 2 months, go for 3 months, and go to all the different places and find out which is your cup of tea. For me, it's Cambodia, and I've lived in a lot of other places, yes, as I mentioned before. Places I wouldn't go to, definitely Singapore, Japan, or South Korea. They're just too ridiculously expensive. Malaysia is becoming a headache. I definitely wouldn't do China. That's another story. You can view some of the videos on my channel. But I would consider the Philippines, I would consider Thailand, I would consider here Cambodia. Vietnam, I haven't been to Vietnam for years and years. Again, I worked in Hanoi, great place, had a great time, lovely people, great food, but I would have to go there myself to see if I wanted to retire there, because I haven't been there since about 1999. It's all, as I said, and I am repeating myself now, food for thought. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and it's a consideration for someone with the boots on the ground in Cambodia, how I live, just to give you an idea. If you do have any comments, please message below. If you do want to share this video, please share it on your social media. Please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe to the channel. And all those wealthy billionaires who are watching this video, well, just drop in a couple of thousand into my super thanks would be absolutely lovely, or you can support me on Patreon. Thank you so much for your time. God bless to all, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Cheerio for now. Bye-bye.